There is an airplane flying to Moscow, and before landing, captain announces to switch off electronic devices to passengers. Sean is playing a video game on his cell phone and air hosts tells him to turn off his phone. Sean says that a phone could never make the plane fall. His friend Ben is embarrassed by his antics, and Sean asks her if she agrees, just to keep her arms crossed. The lights go out suddenly due to an electrical short, and the two guys are startled. The plane lands safely at the airport in Moscow, Russia. Ben notices a hole in the sleeve of Sean's suit, and Ben uses a black marker on his shirt so the hole won't be noticeable. Sean and Ben are software developers, and they are here to sell their project like a social media program. They enter a boardroom and are taken aback to discover the investment meeting has already started, led by their Swedish associate Skylar. Skylar steals their project and states the guys are no longer needed, and that they should leave. Ben and Sean are pissed off but leave after security arrives to walk them out. Natalie and Anne are walking around Moscow talking about Anne's upcoming photography exhibition. They mention the blog that Ben and Sean set up and comment that the guys look cute. Ben and Sean sit in a club and talk about the possibility of suing Skylar, but they are unaware of Russian law. They see Skylar at the club and confront him. He mocks Sean's shirt with the black spot. Ben uses his phone app and finds that Natalie and Anne are in the club. They meet up. They try to impress the girls by saying they invented the app that the ladies were using. The group enjoys drinks together, and Nat explains she's waiting to hear from her mom. The girls are here for the artistic endeavors of Anne. They all take a photo together, and suddenly the lights go out in the club. Outside, they look up in the sky and see a strong yellow aurora followed by swirling balls of yellow light that are falling from the sky. The objects divide up, multiply, and fall all over the city. One of the lights lands in front of them and a cop tries to touch it. The cop is suddenly disintegrated into yellow light and gritty ash. The other cop shoots it, but the bullet is shown to shatter on an invisible force field. The crowd panics as more of the alien lights appear and vaporize people. A group including our four runs screaming back into the club and shuts the doors. The windows of the club shatter. The object is mainly invisible, just having a shimmer like a heat haze, with a faint corona of shifting yellow at times. The aliens attack the people and drag them back to their core, where they turn them to ash. Skylar saves himself by slamming a door shut on the girl he was with and watches as she disintegrates. Ben, Sean, Natalie, and Anne exit the club through a hole in the wall and find a storeroom to hide. Someone knocks desperately at the door, and although the group tells Natalie not to open the door, she does. It's Skylar. 5 days later, the group is running low on food, and it has been 27 hours since they have heard any noises from outside. They all agree they need to leave, and Ben suggests that they might find help at the US Embassy. They grab some liquor bottles and look at a map of Moscow. Outside the bar, the whole city is empty. There are weapons and hundreds of cars lying abandoned, but no people. They walk along the streets, not sure where they are going, because of their poor map quality. They hear some noises and they find a Russian lady in her apartment sealing up her window with bricks and mortar. They find a bridge that leads to the embassy, but it has been destroyed by a Russian warship that crashed into it. They see a police car and decide to find a better map in it. Ben and Sean go to the police car while the girls and Skylar hide nearby. They jimmy the boot to find road flares, a flare gun, and a map book of Moscow. The dog is barking at something they cannot see, and they are surprised to see the dog vaporized by an unseen alien. Ben and Sean hide underneath the police car as the alien searches for more victims to attack. After it leaves, they run into the Gum luxury department store and meet up with the girls and Skylar. Inside the arcade, they find a crashed airliner, and they begin to wonder if they will survive. They surmise that the aliens must use some sort of electrical field for protection and that it seems to activate electrical devices. They find some light bulbs they make into necklaces to use as warning devices. The bulb will light up if an alien approaches. Ben suggests they need better clothes. Sean sees Natalie stripping to her bra and trying on a top, but they are interrupted when the light bulbs begin to light up. Sean is caught in a store display window and freezes as the alien passes right by him. Natalie hides in amongst clothes racks as an alien walks through the store she is in. Sean grabs Natalie from behind and drags her to a square glass display case. The alien passes so close to them that its shield brushes Natalie's hair, but it does not see them. Sean deduces that the glass may have blocked its sensors since glass is an electrical insulator. The group flees the building and heads for the US Embassy. They find the US Embassy, but it is empty, with multiple shells from a gunfight in the foyer. Skylar finds a semi-automatic rifle and goes berserk with it, firing at nothing. They find a situation room where they find a map on the table with numbers, and these are estimates of survivors. They also find a radio in a birdcage and Sean turns it on and finds the signal, but the voice is in Russian so no one can understand it. They look outside and, using a rifle scope, see large alien installations digging all around the city. Skylar has fled into the streets, and Sean and Ben chase him as they need his ability to speak Russian to understand the radio. The girls see from their vantage point that an alien is coming and run to warn the boys. Sean asks Skylar to come back with them but they are caught in the open and Skylar fires at the alien. Skylar is vaporized as the boys make their escape. After this, Sean notices a room lit with electricity in an apartment building off in the distance. They move carefully and inside the building, they encounter Vika who takes them to a room that is completely lined with a metal cage. They meet Sergey who is happy to see more survivors. Vika explains that they are in a Faraday cage and the aliens cannot see inside it. They turn on the radio from the embassy, and Vika translates the broadcast for them. The K-152 nuclear submarine is in the Moscow River. Vika tells the ladies she will need their help getting supplies and takes them out into the surrounding apartments to scavenge. Sergey shows Sean and Ben a microwave gun he built that he believes can be used to disrupt the waveform and electrical shield of the aliens. While getting supplies, the aliens spot the three ladies in the building and move in to attack. Vika heads one way and Anne goes the other. Natalie is torn but follows Anne. They run inside the apartment but cannot lock the cage. An alien comes inside. Sergey fires the microwave rifle at the alien but it doesn't kill it. The creature vaporizes Sergey and as the group escapes Annie is vaporized. Now the four of them move ahead and encounter a group of armed men dressed in metal and carrying makeshift shields. They fire at the alien making it weak and we see the alien looks like the Pokemon Onyx inside the sphere. A small piece of hard black metal comes off it and Sean picks up the piece. The man leads them to the more survivors where Sean tells the leader about the submarine. First the leader refuses but then agrees and suggests they use the subway tunnel. They climb down to the station. They scatter miniature light bulbs to check if there are aliens. On the platform, an alien attacks, and everyone makes it to the track in time except Vika. Ben rushes to save her and sacrifices his life as the alien pulls him with its strings and kills him. The rest run along the tracks and reach the river, where they find a boat. The boat floats down to the river and stuck on some debris, and they are all forced on deck to try and figure out if they can free it. They witness several alien spaceships using their beams to lift metals and resources. Vika sees the submarine just downriver. Suddenly a building next to the riverbank collapses. The debris crashes into the boat and all are tipped out into the river. Sean and most of the others can swim out to the submarine, but Natalie is missing. Sean and the militia leader go out with a group to search for Natalie, armed with 2 microwave guns. They throw out cell phones as warning devices. One cell phone behind them rings. An alien is approaching. Sean trips over, and his weapon does not work. Finally, he fires his disruptor, and the rest of the crew can destroy the alien. They spill water from a tank truck over a concrete pad to amplify the effect of the microwave guns. Sean leaves them to search for Natalie. The militia group tries to lure 3 aliens over the water but they won't come close enough. Suddenly Vika appears behind the aliens, and with a few well-aimed Molotov cocktails she forces them onto the water. The militia disrupts and then kills all 3 aliens. Sean finds Natalie on the bus. An alien arrives causing the bus to drive with its electric wave. Sean disrupts it but has no weapon and he throws it at the piece of alien he picked up earlier, finally killing it. Reunited, they all head back to the submarine and the militia explains that this is their home, and they need to stay and fight. A Russian technician repairs Natalie's cell phone and she gets a text message from her mom. It states she is safe. Sean and Natalie almost kiss, but are noticed by Vika. The submarine sails on and yet the war between humanity and the aliens continues. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.